How about the Oklahoma Sooners, my man?
So, yeah, everybody knows at this point. I've been a big backer of this team before the season, and in the first couple of weeks, I've been gassing them up, and, I've been catching shit for it. So, takeaways from this game. Brent Venables, him. Absolutely him. He's turned around the defense. They look fantastic. Dylan Gabriel, everybody laughed at me for saying he was a Heisman candidate. Look up in the race and see who's in there now, because he was incredible. And then the most important part that nobody wanted to talk about before the season. Who's the coach that got out-coached in this game?
I mean, it wasn't even close.
Coach circles around him.
Not only did the Vikings have to beat the Chiefs last night, they got to beat the refs. I don't get it. But I probably won't be fading the Chiefs anymore this season. The NFL's got an agenda, and that's get T. Swift to the Super Bowl.
You don't table for it.
Man, I fucking love Georgia. I think this line is crazy. This spread is telling, in my opinion, and it tells me Georgia is going to kick the shit out of them.
Damn, brand new bag for pro, but I didn't pay for it. I don't like spending that cash because I'm trying to.
What's going on, chat? Happy BTL Monday, episode 335 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your host, Krabs, with Javon on the way, guys. He is inbound. How about that 24-hour stream this weekend, huh, folks? How about it? Gosh, I feel stupider than usual. I'll be honest with you. I feel extra dumb. But you know what? That doesn't mean we still can't lock in, spend a little bit extra time on the slate, finding some winners for today. We've got a Monday Night Football game. Should be an epic battle. Should be absolutely electric. And we've got two great ALCS and NLCS games. I'm stoked, guys. We've got a W Monday card. All right, there's hockey as well. I'm sure Javon will have some plays too. W 24-hour stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm seeing a lot of the same faces I was just chilling with all weekends. And yeah, I am not a load management guy. Not a big fan of Kawhi Leonard and that team doing that stuff. Not a big load management guy. I'm a big, you're out there every day. You don't miss a start. Okay, you're here to do a job and you do it, right? W's chats. I'll be honest with you. I'm not feeling as sharp today. Okay, I'm not feeling as dialed, but that's why we have Javon. That's why we have you guys. And to be honest with you, we've got, where is he? Is he in chat yet? Mike Catherman? I need eyes on Mike Catherman in chat because he dropped 25 sub bangs last night, and he's able to pick the auto tail squad ride for today. So chat, if we see our guy Mike Catherman in here today, we're going to need him to speak up. Somebody go find that man. Okay? This is the day you're going to smack watch. Yeah, probably. And you guys like this hat? I just got this. It's fresh. Look at that puppy. Clean. Rewarded myself after a little 24-hour stream. But really hope you guys enjoyed it. I know we weren't doing the craziest shit on there, but, playing video games, finding winners, getting in the lab, crafting up, and just chilling with you guys. And, just you learning more about me. So I thought that was a W. I slept like a freaking baby last night. The Chili's, I don't know how well the Chili's delivered last night. I'll be completely honest with you, folks. It did not deliver too well. The queso, was cold and different colored. I don't know what was up with that. I feel like it wasn't supposed to be different color, but it was. And then, the chicken was actually pretty good. Those tendies you guys recommended, they smacked. But yeah, Chili's, you can't be getting that delivered. I don't know. Maybe it was just too far away from me. I don't know. Probably not the move. Got to be there in person. I feel like that's a place you got to have the vibe of the Chili's as well around you, right? You got to see the people there, 800 pounds, they're eating alone, mucking their food in sadness. You got to see the families who are there taking their kids out and they think they're at, Roost Chris because they're just at Chili's, happy to be there, right? You got to get the experience. Okay, you got to be there in person. It was never the cold multicolor queso from Chili's. But you know what? The attendees picked up the slack, okay? Chat, we're waiting for Javon to hop in. I know he's waiting for the boys down there to get ready so we can set up that studio. But we're going to go over the MLB playoff games. We've got Texas-Houston. We've got Arizona-Philly. Super stoked for both these games. And then, of course, we're going to go over Monday Night Football. We've got some plays that we like in that. We've got some prize pick squares as well. But why don't we go ahead and just knock off this W/L recap from the weekend, Goats. Not our best work on squad rides. I take the blame. I was gassing it up. And yes, the first baseball game does start in 40 minutes. Tyson, I promise you, we will have all your questions answered before that game starts. We'll start with that game, okay? But the squad rides this weekend, it was always Stanford spread, never the under. That's on me. Kansas State, Texas Tech over. That was a smackaroon. W play there on Saturday, but it was never the Bucks on Sunday. Hate to see it. A lot of fake sharp plays got, revealed through the Sunday slate. I think it's pretty fair to say. So the Bucks did not respect Coin. I know that one stung a little extra for Javon as well. That was his team. And also, how about the Manders? How about the Manders? And how about the Hokies this weekend? Squad ride aside, how about my two teams doing something cool and doing something good? How about Kyron Drones being kind of decent? Our QB from Baylor. Any thoughts on him? Any thoughts on the Hokies? You guys watched them on Saturday? They looked great. And they're undefeated at home this season. Maybe they're reinvigorating that program down there in Blacksburg. I don't know. We know that's been one of the toughest places to play over the last 15 years. And yeah, Louisville's a bunch of frauds. Pitt was the freest bet on the boards. Why don't we go over the Five Guys entry, because that was absolute cake before Javon gets on here. I don't want to piss him off with showing him that again, giving him PTSD. We'll show that real quick. We'll flash it up there. Yeah, the Five Guys was cake. Giddens got benched. And then the backup running back literally had 5 rushing touchdowns. You can't make it up. You can't script it any worse than that. But you know what? We're not here to make excuses. Just letting you guys know what happened. Caleb Williams was there. Tua was there, I believe. Logan Thomas, I don't even know if he was at the game. And Justin Fields came through and got hurt. Hope he's okay. Recovery for him. Hope that goes well. Javon, there he is.
Back.
We're just taking a peek at this Moose shit Five Guys entry.
Yeah, Moose entry. The worst part about DJ Giddens was it wasn't even the backup running back. It was the quarterback, the backup quarterback who came in and had 5 rushing touchdowns, which was the craziest part. So
okay, that's even worse. Nice.
Yeah, that's you can't really script that. But everything else was pretty solid except for Logan Thomas. Obviously, he wasn't even on the field. They were making it a point to put Terry in motion and get him away from AJ.
We knew that was coming. That was my one fear. That was my one fear before I said
knew they were going to try and do it
to their guys coming up soon.
We knew they were going to try and do
one more
it.
LT in there.
I didn't think they were going to be able to do it successfully, which they did.
Right.
So credit to them. I was wrong there.
Put some respect on the Manders too. You were hating on them a little bit. They showed out.
I wasn't hating on them. You know I support Manders, and I'm a big Sam Howell guy. I just didn't like him in that spot. But obviously, I mean, you're right there. The Manders dubbed. So I'll take my L on the chin. But I'm have been a big Sam Howell believer, and I'll continue to do it.
I know, maybe just too much of a Falcons believer a little bit this weekend. So that might have been the issue. I know you're not a Manders hater. I know.
Nah.
You like this hat I got?
I do. It's kind of crispy.
Yeah, it's like corduroy.
Little collab play.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody sent it to me in my DMs. Anybody in here send me this hat on Instagram? One of my loyal followers sent it to me on IG, and I immediately bought it within 3 seconds. I think the fastest ever purchase in the history of Instagram mounts. Nuts.
Yeah.
Had to come.
Wire.
Had to come. W's, chats, Five Guys entry was an L, though. Hate to see Logan Thomas and Giddens not come through. And the Hail Mary. I mean, that one stung even worse.
Heartbreaking.
Oh. I mean, we get through Minnesota, Chicago, Javon. We get to the play we've been talking about all week. And what did I say all week? It's square. I don't care. It's hitting. Well, it turns out square bets don't hit, and we should never take them. And that was one of them. The over was a terrible bet. It was a rat shit wager.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and say, they drove down the field all the time and then settle for field goals or turn the ball over. I'm not going to sit here and say they probably could have had, 70 points in that game if they finished drives and converted. Guys, we're not excuse makers up here. That was a shit wager. It lost. But there's things I said are true, and that one sucked to watch. Javon, we got so freaking close, man, losing that parlay at the end. Chat, I'm going to be starving to bounce back with a Hail Mary parlay this weekend that hits. I hope you guys are tailing these. I feel like this is a really cool thing we've started up this year during NFL. Get you guys involved on the weekends, right? We know you're going to get dialed during the week on BTL, tailing our slips and entries and stuff like that. But on the weekends, we're trying to find you guys, fun ways to stay tapped in where we also cash. And I feel like we've done a decent job of it yet. We got to pick it up a little bit, though, with the Five Guys and the Hail Mary. Would love to see one of those go through the net this weekend.
Surely.
Need it.
Surely. Yeah, we've been close a couple of times, so we just got to finish the job.
We did smack one.
We did smack one. Yeah, one of each. So, it's cool to start off. We're still on the green there, I'm pretty sure, but that'll run out eventually. So we got to hit
at least for the Hail Mary, we're definitely still in the green because we smacked like a plus 1,700 parlay.
Yeah.
But
the other
not good enough.
The Five Guys, we've had a couple 2Xs too. So
that is true.
We're definitely in the green there too. But that can only last so long. So we have next weekend to get in the green on both.
Yep.
And the green on both.
100% chats. We're going to put in that effort and find those winners. Javon, anything you wanted to go over from the college football weekends while we dive into this CFB recap of our plays?
I mean,
think we did decent.
Yeah, we did all right. A little 3-2 for me, 4-1 for you. W's.
I think we did pretty decent here, chat. Our best showing here from both of us in the weekend previews. Guys, this is also a slept-on segment. Number one, especially if we're seeing green like this, as we should as we continue to get through the season. And number two, Javon, people can go back and rewatch these segments on Thursdays and Fridays over the weekend if they miss BTF. And that's slept on too. We don't tell you guys that enough. But I hope you guys are locked in and tailing our football plays. My goodness. I hope you're tailing Javon's baseball plays. I hope you're tailing all these entries, all these slips, because we are absolutely locked. And you're not going to find people out there working harder with better heads on their shoulders, finding you guys winners. That's just simple facts. It is. All right. Great work this weekend, Javon. I didn't even put my Hokies on here.
Yeah,
and they came through as well. Dude, Kyron Drones might not be that bad. He's looked great the last 3 weeks. Not saying he is great. He's probably not. He's played against some pretty bad defenses. Actually, Florida State, he looked pretty decent against that.
He looked decent against Florida State.
Yeah. No, he's actually okay. It's pretty clear now that he's our guy, and it's no longer Grant Wells. Thank God. And Kyron's had a top 5 QBR 2 out of the last 3 weeks in college football. Don't let him get hot. Let's go Hokies. Let's go Hokies.
Well, we're talking about quarterback for our team, which I guess it is related because it's on the board there for your blowout. But Josh Hoover from TCU was incredible this weekend, which I've been a big Josh Hoover guy, but more anti-Chandler Morris because that guy absolutely sucks. And not that I'm wishing injury on him because he did get hurt, and that's the reason why Josh Hoover started. But I'm glad that they got him in there. He looked amazing. I don't think that's going to last incredibly long, as much as I do believe in him, especially next week against Kansas State on the road. But that was cool to see.
Yep. W's, Javon, I wish your pro team came through, and we'll talk about that here in a second. W work, though, on college football and the weekend previews. Chat, hope you guys are tailing these. Hope you're tapping in. Hope you like this segment because I love it. I love doing the recaps, too. W transparency.
W Irish.
Let's hop over to NFL real quick here, Javon. Let's take a peep. Not as sharp.
Not as great.
Not our best work. No, not even close, to be honest with you. I feel like where we squared up, we got burnt. And then also where we, stuck with our old reliable sharp angles, we also got burned a little bit. Was it kind of a public Sunday?
I don't know.
Well, also, the 49ers went down.
Yeah, because the 49ers went down. The Eagles went down.
Yeah.
The Bills should have gone down multiple times there. So,
we picked some of the wrong spots, though.
It was a strange slate to bet, for sure. But,
also, that field's less than 1.5 tutties smacked, I believe.
Yeah, that was air. Yeah, that's green. So, you got 4 check marks there.
So I actually went 4-3. We did see green.
Yeah.
On my side, guys. And Javon 3-4, but you've been carrying this so far this season. You were due for a little regression. Can't win every week.
A little bit.
If you did, people would start asking questions. You probably get missed.
Yeah, they just might. They just might. But hey, W total sharp. I guess I had that on my stat in the NFL this weekend. Both
yes.
The air.
You did.
Yeah, everything else is pretty difficult. It was a weird slate of games this week. Super entertaining slate, a weird slate.
Definitely weird. We saw some big teams go down, Javon. We saw the Eagles take an L to the Jets, which nobody expected. We saw the Browns, who I know, first of all, I cannot fucking believe we didn't have a slip on the Browns. That is not okay. Yeah. That's inexcusable.
We can talk about that under because, you brought it up when we were talking about the preview, which W bet, and we brought up the multiple comments that were saying the 49ers are going to go over this themselves. And we talked about it then. We said the same thing now. Why are we acting like the Browns defense isn't them? And this isn't a reaction to last week's game, but really over the whole season. I don't know how you watch the Browns defense and think they aren't one of the best units in the league. So those people who are saying that in chat, grow up and get familiar with the Browns defense. They're good. And when they're humming on offense or at least doing just enough, they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFL. So we'll get there.
Yep. I feel like people just don't like that team.
For
number one, because they've sucked just in the past and they've just kind of been a joke, laughing stock of the NFL. Number two, their QB is a very hated guy for fair reasons. So it's obviously they're not a very liked or appreciated team. And, I feel like that could get to some of those guys on that team too. We haven't seen their defense give up yet. They've been carrying their team the whole year, but The amount of hates, the discredit this team gets, the lack of coverage they get,
That's what they need.
especially that defense. They get zero love.
I like it. That's
Miles
the mentality.
Garrett, who win Player of the Year this year, though.
Yeah. It's just like they're so much better than people give them credit for all those reasons. I mean, we talk about all of the injuries that were on the 49ers side of things yesterday with Debo, CMC, and then Trent Williams, I think, went down in that game too, which, again, not saying these guys are Trent Williams, Debo, and CMC, but they just took down the last undefeated team, the last of two undefeated teams with Jerome Ford at running back and PJ Walker, XFL legend, starting at QB. So that's a big win. A lot of respect.
Okay. And chat, don't you worry. I know you're starting to get concerned. You're sitting there, looking around. You're itching. The baseball game starts up in about 40 minutes. We will get to it. We will cover the living heck out of it. Don't you guys worry. We're about to right now. But first, though, Javon, now that we've done these recaps, I want to show the people a little bit more of a green recap. I have been on a Prize Picks bender, Javon. This is something I've never even experienced. I can't even tell how good of a run this is because I feel like I see you guys go on these runs all the time. Even Trent will get hot, and next thing you know, he's got 50K in his freaking balance or something like that. I am seeing the boards so clear overall. Guys, I'm not telling you this to fucking brag. I'm telling you this so that we all know we should probably be listening to my Prize Picks angles a little bit more over this week until I cool off because these nasty squares, these combo fades, they are paying, Javon. They're paying the rent. We are smacking fatties, 2 pieces, 3 pieces, even hit a couple 4-geysers and a couple flexes that I didn't even tweet out. But, Javon, we're seeing the board great. And we're seeing some Prize Picks entries go through the hoop. It's nice to be it's nice to see the results, finally show up. So, chat, kind of dial a little bit. Kind of dialed. If you guys need us to break you out of federal prison, let me know because it's been that type of week for the kids.
Being those squares is just hilarious too.
Hilarious, those incredibly sharp. Ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, if you want to
talk
about,
by the way, some of those were your angles too, like that interception square, which I had in about 10 entries. That was you.
So did I.
That was you.
If he didn't throw that pick, which to be honest, we got extremely lucky on that one, that little drop pass. But if he wouldn't have done that, I was so exposed, I would have been pissed right with you.
My guy Nikolai here on YouTube, YouTube viewer. Crab's been cooking, still living off that Coastal ML. You still living off those coins, brother?
There we go.
That was like 2 weeks ago. W bets. Okay, and W cheap cost of living, I guess. Shit. Love to see it, boys. Let's hop into Texas and Houston. I don't have the steamed crabs today. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty dangerous, pretty happy. You guys made my night. Honestly, you made my weekends. The amount of people that showed up to the 24-hour stream, the amount of people that were just chilling with me, engaged, asking questions, trying to learn about me, it made my fucking weekends, and it made me be more appreciative of you guys in here and not just us trying to be up here and talking about winners. Okay, so you guys are the GOATs. Remember, I say this all the time, and it's good to have a reminder like that. We do this all for you, and we do this all for Len Bong. And I know we joke about it, but, I mean, Javon, I could annoy your ass, by giving you a phone call, calling you up, trying to get some winners and milking them out of you for a couple hours during the day. We don't need to be up here doing this. The reason we're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it for you guys. We're doing it for Len Bong, literally. I mean, I named my 2K My player yesterday Len Bong because he gave out so many subbies.
Yeah,
and guys, so many goats in here, man, giving out so many fucking subs last night. Mainly my guy Len Bong and Ron Lux Clan. These 2 guys have been my 2 goats, forever. And so many guys. I'm not going to shout out everybody. Don't get butthurt that I didn't say your name. But I do remember you guys when you're in chat all the time, when you're sub banging. I remember you. I appreciate you. Let's keep the vibes up as we start off this week, Javon, and find the people some winners on this slate. Okay?
Got to.
Even Javon's Milk. I appreciate him being in chat.
Javon's Milk.
Paddle Watt, absolutely vibing last night too. Like, I can't sit up here and shout out every single one of you guys, so don't take it personally, but you guys are freaking awesome, and people forget. And I still don't know what that is. Javon, I don't know. I should probably Google it. The Golden Kappa train that we had going in the beginning of that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Somebody must have donated $7 million.
The extra
people forget.
Burritos.
Almost had to eat them.
That was almost a thing.
The way that queso tasted from Chili's, I kind of wish I got the extra B&B burritos. To be honest with you.
Unreal.
And then, KBO came through. It was just a W string. We learned that Chelly doesn't know how to do normal human tasks like eat chicken wings. Jelly, if I don't see that clip on your TikTok this week, I'm going to be pissed. You need to post that. It's so ridiculous that it needs to be out there. And yeah, I suck at 2K. All right, there it is. Very sad.
Great.
Javon, what did you say?
Grading out twice is insane.
It's been a while, bro. It's a good sign I'm not done. If I hopped in and made this my player and I was nasty, you guys would be like, fuck has Krabs been doing the last year? Has he been sneak playing 2K all the time? It's a good sign. I've been in the lab too much, trying to do too much work. God, I stink. I gotta get Len Bong better. I gotta get him back in the lab. Okay?
Got to.
And yeah, Gary, bro, like eating drumsticks from the back, dude. What? I've never seen that before. That's only Chow. Only Chow. All right. Javon, Texas versus Houston. We saw Texas snag game 1 of the ALCS. Best of 7, chat. Don't be fooled by the best of 5 series before this. And also, I think both series should be best of 7. You play 162 games during the regular year, and then you're putting out a team there for the first time, making it a best of 5 series. All this complaining about the schedules, I feel like that would even it up a little bit, give that home team a little bit more time to, find their groove again and win a series. Because number one, we can't have the best teams in baseball losing all of them every postseason. Maybe this is just an anomaly, right? Maybe next year we'll see the best teams rise to the top, but let them play 7 games. You play that fat of a regular season. But Javon, now it doesn't matter. We're here. We have series best of 7 games, and we've got the hottest team in baseball, the Rangers, versus, one of the best organizations in baseball over the last 10 years. Most dominant, I guess I can't say best because they're a bunch of cheaters, but most dominant winning organizations over the last 10 years, Javon. Interesting matchup here. I want you to talk a little bit about the history of these two teams. You're a Texas guy. Typically, Houston owns the Rangers a little bit, Javon, right? Can you kind of emphasize how that series has gone over the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, this is a little different of a story because this is now a much improved Rangers team. This kind of feels like the series with the Padres and the Dodgers this year ago. Not in the sense that I really believed in the Padres as much as I do the Rangers right now. But this is a team who just dumped, $700 million into this roster. So it's a much different team than they've had to face the last couple of seasons. Obviously, I don't think they've had a matchup in the playoffs with at all, but maybe at least with the stakes this high. So in this series, the Rangers are coming in as a hotter team, to be honest with you. The Astros are so inconsistent, especially on the mound with a couple of their pitchers, and Framber, who's pitching today, is kind of the microcosm of that. So this is an interesting series, and we saw the Rangers jump out to an early 2-0 lead yesterday. Their pitchings looked much improved, similar to how the D-backs has over the postseason. So they're in a pretty good spot. But today, I'm not so sure.
Okay. And yeah, maybe Houston's had Texas's number over the years, but this ain't your normal Rangers team, Javon.
Yeah,
this
ain't your grandma's Rangers.
This ain't Mima's Rangers, folks. They're not. This Rangers team has impressed me. Guys, I was making fun of this team a month and a half ago. Remember when they went through that terrible slide in the second half of the year? It wasn't even that long ago. It ended like a month ago, probably. Maybe even less. It ended like 3 weeks to a month ago. They were atrocious. People were saying they weren't even going to make the playoffs. And with that payroll and that roster, it would have been like a Mets situation, right? It would have been hilarious. And I was making fun of them.
Yeah.
Well, they've shut me up. They are here. Their offense has returned. Javon, from top to bottom. I mean, their 9-hole hitter last night hit a fucking nuke. They are locked in. This team is different. This is not your Mima's Rangers. They're spending money, and they have winners on this team. You know what, Javon? Jordan Montgomery's a winner. I'm just going to say it. He proved that last night. That guy's got some stones, and he steps up in the playoffs. You know who else does that? Nathan Eovaldi. Eovaldi has been moose the second half of the year for the most part if you compare it to the first half when he was dialed. He's had some injuries. The guy's so old, you can't really blame him. But when the playoffs come, when the postseason's here, Eovaldi fucking shows up. At least he has in the past. Maybe he won't today. We're going to talk through this game here right now, but I'll tell you what, man. Do not sleep on the Rangers. I know they're up 1-0, okay? So anybody can come up here and say the Rangers are going to win this series, but they are playing against Houston, who is, one of the most dominant, most winning teams since, people our age have been following baseball. Are they going to hand them another loss here on the road? I don't know. And also, I think we're getting a little bit of late steam towards Houston here, Javon, before first pitch, which could be a good sign for the Astros if we are trying to fade this trendy Rangers team today.
Yeah, and the thing why this game is so tricky is not just because of the status of both these two teams, but you do have a situation where Nathan Eovaldi's been absolutely him in the playoffs, 13 innings in these 2 starts, only 1 runner out in each of those starts. So he's been ridiculous. If anybody's watched baseball and seen Nathan Eovaldi in the playoffs, you're kind of familiar with this narrative, and it's stuck true this year so far. So he's been absolutely dialed in the playoffs. And then Framber Valdez is one of the reasons why I didn't have much faith throughout the regular season, but especially into the postseason with the Astros. He is so up and down. Like, if you get Framber at his best, he's had a no-hit bid this season multiple times. He did throw one earlier in the season. I don't know if that was combined or not. That might have just been the no-hit bid, but came very close. When he is on, he looks like one of the best pitchers in baseball. But when he's off, we see stuff like what we saw against the Twins in that series, where he gave up 6 runs, and similar to like down the stretch when they got swept against the Royals in that series in Houston, where I don't know why why the Astros are so bad at home in Houston, but it's been the thing pretty much the entire season. But again, when you got him at his worst, he got drilled. So like when he is bad, he's fade worthy like any other run of the mill pitcher. But when he's elite, he's elite. So today, I think we get a little more elite Framber, because the Rangers, as good as they killed lefties to start the year for the first like half of the season, maybe even less than that. It gradually tricked worse and worse throughout the season against lefties. Like, their splits are a little more pronounced towards righties now, and it's kind of grown that way. And really, like, throughout the last month of the season into the playoffs, it hasn't gotten any better. So I do think Framber pitches very well today, especially like he's seen a lot of that lineup. And again, it's been more of the same story for Framber. Like, he has 3 starts against them. One of them, he gave up 5 or 6. The others, he gave up 1 earned in both games, in both starts. So it's very, I don't know, all or nothing for Framber. So again, I think you get more of the all and more of the good start from Framber. A lot of ground balls from him, which he struggled to produce over the past really couple months. But it's, again, when you get him at his best, he's going to keep the ball on the ground. You don't need the strikeout stuff necessarily. You don't need all the power supply that the Rangers have been so good at producing over the past, I don't know, just in the playoff run, I guess you could say, because they were shit down in the regular season. So I think it kind of plays right into his hands. So I think we get good Framber tonight, and the Rangers get shut down. I really don't want to fade Nathan Eovaldi, but I just might have to. I wouldn't be surprised if this – I looked at this total initially, and I thought it was a little high at 8.5, which I still don't necessarily disagree with, but I think we get more runs than yesterday. Maybe it just sneaks under.
I mean, yeah, it wouldn't be hard to hit that middle there, right? Only 3 runs, I believe, yesterday. Was it 3-0 or 2-0 yesterday?
2-0.
3-0? 2-0, yep. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, getting shut out in the playoffs at home – not that you want to just blindly take that narrative, I guess, but I do think the Astros come back and get some runs. Started off with Altuve, who matches up pretty well against Eovaldi.
Okay. Maybe Altuve gets him going. Altuve is a guy who, because of all the cheating stuff in the past, I think it's kind of discredited how good of a player he really is. And if we look at him, I mean, he looks like a kid out there. He's tiny. And for him to have the results and for him to deliver year in, year out, he is one of the best players we've seen in our lifetime, whether he was cheating or not, right? I'm not saying I'm here to say I like him or that he's a good dude, but guys, playoff times here. Don't sleep on Altuve. Don't sleep on Tucker. Jordan looked like he played with a blindfold on yesterday. He's got to bounce back a little bit here too, Javon. He's one of the best hitters in baseball as well.
Yep.
This team is stoked. They've got Brantley back now. I mean, people joke on the broadcast when he made his return. That guy could get out of bed and still get 4 hits in a game. Like, he could roll out of bed and literally into the batter's box. He's insane. It doesn't even matter that he's missed the whole season. He's Michael Brantley. This Houston team, and I've talked about it this year, maybe they don't have that mojo. Maybe they don't have that moxie that's really carried them through the postseason. And when they've come up with big hits in the past, I don't know. And the rotation scares me too, right? This is not their best pitching rotation they brought into the playoffs. I personally think the Rangers win this series, actually, and flip the narrative and hand their Astros a rare loss in the playoffs. I do, but I don't know if they win tonight. I'm kind of with you. I think the Prize Picks board is telling us Framber's going to pitch pretty well. Do you agree?
Yeah, somewhat. I think his numbers are relatively standard for what I would expect out of him, but it'll be a little different. I think it's going to be like you, I think, noted that his strikeouts was a little low. Yeah,
clean. His strikeouts was low. His hits allowed is a little bit low. Yeah. His fantasy score is probably a little bit high. If you
I like that for
his last 2 games.
I like the strikeouts. It's a little you're going to see a lot of green charts in the playoffs because of the outs difference between that and the regular season. But I think that more plays into his hand. Because to be honest with you, when Framber's striking out 6, 7, 8, that's not the best Framber that we're getting. The best Framber that we're getting is the one where he is surgically dotting sinkers at the bottom of the zone and getting guys to roll over them. So if he's pitching with that kind of attitude and that approach against this Rangers team, who you really need a lot of fly ball type pitching to help them out, I like that for him.
Well, wouldn't the sinker be more of ground ball force?
Well, I'm saying you need more fly ball, or the Rangers want more fly ball to suppress or to provide the power, because that's how they hit.
Yeah, home runs.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Framber had 3 starts against the Rangers this season, Javon. He had 2 gems, and in between those, sandwiched was a brutal start. Yeah. So, I mean, it's Framber, right? We know he's either going to go out there and probably throw a freaking gem, or he's going to go out there and he might not make it through the 3rd inning. That's just how he goes.
No, Framber does, yeah.
So I know we don't love an angle on the books for this game. Should we dive in a little bit to the Prize Picks board? We got about 15, 20 minutes until this game starts.
Yeah.
And chat, please feel free. Throw out your leans. Throw out what you like. Throw out any trends, any Phil's knocks. Please, don't be shy. Here's a Phil's knock. Guess which team has the lowest BABIP versus lefties the last 30 days?
Yeah, I can tell you that one.
Well, I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to say it's the Rangers. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. Framber, more than 16 pitches thrown first inning. That's a question for Lauren, honestly.
Yeah,
she is the MLB Live share. Framber, less than 4.5 strikeouts. Sure. Guess which team has the lowest X-meat versus left-handed pitching? That would also be the Rangers here in this spot.
Also the Rangers, yep.
Chad, we got some sub bangies coming in hot. Cannot forget to shout out you, ladies and gents. Hezzy for real coming in hot with a 6-month subby. We got P Mulehorn. Sure, 5 months. That's my lucky number. Let's hope our bets are a little lucky tonight. And Ron, of course, already shouted you out. You're a goat. You don't need to give out any more subs, Ron. You're already my goat. Okay, I want you to know that. But they're always appreciated. All right, you're my beast. Yeah, we'll never go deep because Houston has 0 left-handed arms in the bullpen. Yeah, that's another great point. That's an advantage for the Rangers a little bit later in the games. Okay. Yeah, talk about the bullpens for both these teams a little bit. How they've been doing recently.
I mean, the Rangers are kind of on the same trajectory as the D-backs right now because their bullpens have been lights out, but they also – it's hard to read the Rangers because most of these games have been – I don't want to say not competitive. Like the Rays series was certainly not competitive. The Orioles series, a couple of those games were not really competitive. Last night, obviously, was a tighter game, and they're still good. It's just hard to buy in until you have a consistent sample size over like a couple of games in high-stress comps or situations, which they haven't really had. So, I mean, they've been really good. We'll see if it can last. But the Astros' whole pitching staff in general has just been underperforming all of this season, and in spots, I guess, in the postseason. And that Twin series, they were good for the most part. Most of that came off of the starting pitching when they did get some runs there, but they got it done. So I don't see an egregious difference in the bullpens right now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking around for plays. I'm looking around for squares. Maybe we dive in for this game on Prize Picks and see if we can find anything.
Yeah,
for the people.
Let's do that.
Okay. I'm looking to see what people are on so I can fade. Looks like the fades are on Jordan to get an RBI. They're on Heim to get an RBI. Are either of those guys on Prize Picks?
I mean, Jordan definitely is.
Heim also is. We could fade him on his hit run RBIs. That shit ain't hitting. I know you said that total opened up kind of high after game 1, but you also got to think about these offenses. I mean, the Rangers have been one of the best offenses of baseball for the last, 3 weeks. And then also Houston coming off getting shut out. I mean, I think we all know they're going to probably come correct and put up some runs today. This is Houston at home.
I did kind of backtrack a little bit. It was a little that had to do with me just believing in Framber in this spot. So, like, even if I do see a blow-up start from Eovaldi, I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up 5-1. And Framber in the bullpen just shut it down and shove. So, like, that's I'm definitely not taking the over. But I did initially think it was a little high, but I'm off that a little bit now. If I had to take anything hitter related on Prize Picks, I think if you're going to see an attack from the Astros offense, a little bounce back attack here, it's going to start with Jose Altuve. So that's the guy that I would square up and take. He has a hit run RBI square up there, which I would absolutely be interested in. That would be probably my only hitter angle that I would go to the grave with here.
Okay. How has Heim been recently?
Heim. He's had some clutch hits. He had a massive one last night. I know that.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been kind of locked.
You want to fade into that?
The problem with him is I look at the Rangers lineup, and the only one of them that is significantly better against lefties is Jonah Heim. And you don't like the big top of the lineup hitters. So yeah.
Do you guys know the Rangers have yet to lose a game this postseason? Want to go ahead and put that in your brains? They are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-0 so far through the postseason. And I believe the Diamondbacks are in the same boat, right? I think they've won 6 games in a row in the postseason, right? Shut up. The Snakes lost yet?
No, they didn't.
They have not lost yet. Huh. Yeah, I think those streaks end tonight. At least one of the two. And still both plus money. Yeah, that's crazy, though. And, here we go again with those streaks. I've talked about it in the past. It's been one of the things that's bit me in the ass the most in baseball is fading these damn streaks. It doesn't work. Now, we are in the postseason now. You could be a little bit sharper betting MLB because there's way more handle, and the books have to act accordingly. But in the regular season, I wouldn't even be thinking about taking Houston or the Phillies today. But now that it is the postseason, now that I'm hearing some people on some public dogs here, maybe it is both favorites who get it done today on the Diamonds. That's definitely where I'm leaning. I don't know if I want to lay the juice with Philly, though, man, and we'll get to that in a moment. I want to finish up this game first.
Yeah,
I might just take freaking Houston on the ML. I might go Houston ML and just trust this organization, trust this veteran lineup to hand the Rangers their first postseason loss with a sketchy Framber on the bump who's either going to win them or lose them this game, in my opinion. It's not going to be, he's not going to go out there and pitch 6 innings and give up 3 runs. He's either going to give up, 1 run through 7 and deal and win them this game, or he's not going to make it through the third.
Yeah.
That's just how he gets.
I don't think there's an in between with him. It's just going to be exactly like it played out through the entire regular season so far for Framber. So I'm right there with you.
Now let's talk about Nathan Eovaldi. Okay. And also, this helps. Looks like Trent is on the Rangers. This is like a little cheat sheet. This is good, Chad.
Rangers have respected his coin, though. So, I mean, you gotta respect them for it.
God, Lauren's probably so pissed. He's betting on the Rangers again. Let's talk about Nathan Eovaldi, Javon. Nathan Eovaldi, some people were saying dead arm. Some people were just saying, regression in the second half a little bit. I mean, he's been injured kind of. The guy's a seasoned vet. He's been playing. He's been pitching for years. But when the playoffs get here, he deals. I don't even know if he's ever had a bad start in the postseason. The guy is just built different. He's wired different. They should study it because for some reason, when this guy takes the mound in a playoff game, he deals. Now, you guys probably already know what I want to do today. You guys know how my sick pup brain works. Okay. I want to probably fade that angle, and I'm getting pretty close to right now, chat. Let's see what Eovaldi has done versus the Astros. Looks like he's got a 3-4 ERA with a 4.42.
Yeah,
3-4 record with a 4.42.
Off the cuff, I know off the top of my head, he had a start against them a little over a month ago and didn't make it out of the second inning in Houston. So that was the last time you saw this lineup.
I remember that.
Yeah, 5 in like an inning and a third.
And the time before that this year, he went 7 innings and gave up 2 runs.
Yeah, that was
I think 2 hits, no runs.
Yeah, I think that was a while ago against the semi-JV Astros.
That was in July 1st.
Yeah, that was when they weren't completely healthy. But now he faced the full strength lineup. He really struggled.
Damn, what the heck? Crazy news. Belgium versus Sweden game ended at half after 2 Sweden fans got shot and killed. What, dudes? It's not that deep.
What are we doing, man?
Why are we killing people at the games?
I thought Sweden was like one of the safest countries in the world.
What are we doing?
Maybe that's Denmark.
Doesn't sound like that's Sweden.
Or it could be in Belgium, I guess.
Heck, that's nuts. Prayers up, man. Game is in Belgium.
Game is in Belgium. All right.
Prayers up, man. Sheesh. Holy smokes. All right. Well, Javon, back to business here. Evaldi.
Yeah.
He got roughed up the last time he pitched against this legitimate team. You think he might get roughed up again, or you think he bounces back and overperforms in the postseason like he's done every start he's ever had? Where is your head at with Evaldi?
I think they score some runs off him today. I'm not going to say he goes and gets killed or anything. I think it's one where you see the Astros scratch a couple off of him, maybe 2 or 3. The one thing I do think is a little strange is the like if you look on the books, he's listed for 2.5 earned runs. Obviously, massive plus money, but both times this postseason we've seen him at 1.5, super juicy to the over. And with this game specifically, I know it is the Astros, a better offense than he's faced the first 2 times. I was expecting to see a juicy 1.5, but didn't really see that. Even like it would have, if it would have been at 1.5 and gotten bet up, I would have understood it a little bit. But straight just opened 2.5, so that was interesting to me. Again, I think he gives up a couple. I don't know if he goes out there and gets rocked, so you can necessarily say, but I think Altuve is going to be a big spark for that lineup and get it started early. So I think it's like a 2 to 3 run performance from Evaldi. Hopefully we get good Framber, because if Framber's good today, he could throw 6 shutout against this Rangers team. So we're hoping that we get that. And what happens in the bullpens happens in the bullpens. I still think it's an Astros lean for me.
Okay. Is it Altuve hit run RBIs or fantasy score?
Hit run RBI for me there.
Okay, sure. I kind of want to fade Heim on the hit run RBIs.
Yeah, I think he's gotten a hit every game this postseason. Potentially.
I'm looking right now as we speak. Yes, he has. He's had a hit in every game this postseason. He's only had an RBI in 3 of those games, though.
Yeah.
And he has yet to score a run.
He is minus 125 on the hit run RBI, if that makes you feel any better. After everything, all things considered, no, under.
Wow. Okay, that makes me feel great about it. After he's gotten a hit in every single game this postseason, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
come on.
A little strange.
Give me that Heim, less than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. W is good. We could start tracking these. We might end up sending a little 2-piece or 3-piece for this early game. We've got about 10 minutes, guys, to lock this one in, okay? Yep, 12 minutes until first pitch. W's. We got plenty of time. Wprops.cash. If you guys aren't using props.cash, I mean, people are starting to come up on stream, randos, talking about how they found this shit on props.cash. Maybe you guys are downloading it. We need more people trying it out, because I promise you, if you use our promo codes and you check out props.cash, you're going to keep it. You're going to like the way you look. I guarantee it. You're going to smack more entries. Okay. Guys, you can find so much shit in here. It saves you so much time doing lab work for these prize pick squares. It's not even funny. It's not. Okay. Especially for football during the season, man. Go check it out. If you don't like it, you could come back in here in a month after you cancel it, and you can bitch me out in chat and say that I got it and it sucked. And then I'll freaking Venmo you money for your first month, because I guarantee you, once you check it out, once you download it, once you use it, and it's like $15 a month. It's so cheap. It's so cheap. It could not be less money when you guys are sending prize picks every single day. Think about it. You're sending $15 slips every hour on the freaking prize picks app. Go give it a shot. If it stinks, come back here in a month and yell at me, because I guarantee you, you're going to think it mucks just like that. It does. It does. W's chat. Go check it out on the App Store and Google Play. I just put the link in there. I don't use props.cash. I only tell Javon. Okay, well, that makes sense why your name's Javon's Milk.
Love it.
What if my unit size is $1? Well, we don't unit chain, Cloudy, but I don't know. Let's even the point.
I'm trying to look at some of these, some more of these squares. You know who's under I kind of like, which is a scary one to take right now? Kind of like Adolis. Adolis is under.
Garcia.
Well, it's like Framber. That's a pretty good matchup for Framber. Adolis is like he's a guy who you need. He's like the microcosm of the whole lineup, because he needs fly ball power. He needs balls that are a little up in the zone so he can lift them. And Framber is going to throw him nothing but sinker slider. So I think that's a pretty good matchup for Framber to exploit the swing and miss, or just weak contact on the ground for Adolis.
I mean, I'm in. I would love to take another less than with this. Maybe make it a little 3-piece.
Yeah.
Are you taking his less than fantasy or hit run RBIs?
think it's less than fantasy.
Okay.
Let me see.
He's not really much of a walker. He hasn't gotten a walk in this entire month.
Yeah, since he does
not-
steal, but he hasn't lately.
Hasn't had a steal in forever.
Yeah, I don't know where that went. Let me do a quick bump check.
W's.
But
Quick bump
yeah.
check. Chad, make sure you're checking those bumps. Okay.
Quick bump check. He did get bumped down from 7.
Let's go. Let's go, Chad. W bump check.
W bump.
Sometimes you do a bump check, you don't like what you find.
Yeah.
In this case, you did.
Let's
W
see.
bump check.
Bump check. Seager also got bumped down, half point on his fantasy score, and so did Alex Bregman. Then Eovaldi hits allowed up from 4 to 4.5.
Wow. Is it first 5, Houston, and eliminate the bullpens? Or is it full game?
I think it's full game.
Full game ML?
I
And
think it's
just
full game.
cut the shit. And
Yeah.
they're going to hand the Rangers their first loss. And don't ever think
Yeah,
it.
I don't want to get cute with this one.
Okay. What about this slip, dude? I really like this 3-pace.
What do we have?
We got Heim, less than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We got Altuve, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. We got Garcia, less than 6.5 fantasy. I mean, we could get weird and put Eovaldi more than hits allowed in here too.
We could. I don't know that we need to.
I'm also fine with the 3-piece.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Chad,
Yeah.
you guys want to send a little 3-piece on Prize Picks? We will. We'll put it up on the screen here for you. I'm down. We are getting a little bit of late steam towards Houston. Okay.
A little bit.
I'm going to lock him in. This slow-ass book still has minus 118, I believe. I'm going to try to lock that in right now. Let's see. No free ads either. Sorry, guys. But I'm going to take Houston on the ML, folks. They're going to hand the Rangers their first loss. And I'll tell you what. If they end up not winning, I'll probably be on the frickin' Phillies for 1.5 units on the ML. Because there's no way that both these teams, in their Cinderella stories, both end up undefeated after tonight. And I can't even consider the Rangers a Cinderella story because their team is actually that good. But, guys, Arizona ain't winning tonight. Come on.
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
You don't know. Bryce Harper's birthday today? Yeah, that should be a good look.
I mean, that's the thing, because it feels like looking at the Prize Picks board and then obviously all the collective props and boost feels kind of similar to like the Vikings game yesterday it was, where we see every single line, every single square, every single boost or whatever it may be pointing to a single side of the game. So I don't want to go against that. We have the Bryce Harper boost for a home run. There's 2 guys this postseason that I've seen boosted for a home run, and it was Freddie Freeman in Game 3, and he went 0 for 4, and it was the game where Corey Seager got walked 5 times and didn't get on base. So if that's Bryce Harper today on his birthday, where everybody's playing with that narrative, sure. Then we see Trey Turner in the Prize Picks promo combo squares with Dak Prescott, which those have struggled to go over. You see his lines. He's minus 130 to go over his total bases. Goots, you can put up that chart. Just go under his total bases or less than his total bases. After how hot he's been, he's got a run square up that's super green and not very juicy to go more than a run there. Just all pointing to a really good performance from Zach Gallen, which I don't want to fade him. We've been fading him quite a bit. And it's not just a facet of getting tired of it, but I think this is genuinely like a decent matchup for him. So like I think Wheeler is going to pitch just fine too, but I don't want to fade the Snakes in this spot.
Huh. Whatever happened to that minus 130 Gallon to give up the first earned run in this game?
I do think he gets tagged with one early. I was going to get to that. Don't let me talk you off of that. Okay. I do think that's a pretty fat price. He is minus 130 to give up the first earned run in this game, which that has been hitting. So I wouldn't hate a Phillies to score first there, and the D-backs claw back, which is the exact same script that happened Gallon's last start against Milwaukee in that series, or first start in the playoffs against Milwaukee in that series. So I think it's kind of a similar script today for this game. And I've seen a lot of this exact talk when we mentioned it early. Fade Philly in the bank, that should go well. I bet. It's not like they're never going to lose. Like, be real.
Oh, man.
The Phillies are going to strike first, I think, in this game. And then you're going to see the D-backs do the same scrappy shit that they've done this entire playoff run, where they just get runs. I see Alec Thomas also up for a total base today, which I don't hate that look at all. at all. I do have to say, though, another one, I guess it's anti both teams, but I see a hits, runs, and RBI combo square for Corbin Carroll and Bryce Harper at 3. And you know what hit, run, RBI combo square, that was at 3, that reminds me of? The Acuna Bryce Harper one that you took the under on, or the less than in a lot of those slips.
I think it ended up getting bumped up to 3.5, and it's still hit.
Yeah, it still hit. And this one also went down from 3.5 to 3. And everybody knows the Bryce Harper boost and narrative, and it's his birthday, yada, yada, yada. But Corbin Carroll's also been green as whatever Trent wants to say. He's been incredible. He's been the catalyst for this team. And I know you have Zach Wheeler on the mound, so I mean, maybe it's an easy argument to say that he's not going to be incredible today. Easily the best pitching that he's faced over this little playoff run. But that looks like, in my opinion, even with the pitchers on the board, one of the freer squares that you could take at any point. So that reminds me of the other one.
Can somebody tell me the 3-piece again? Yeah, we should show you guys on the screen real quick. I'm about to lock it in right now as we speak. We've got Jonah Heim, less than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I'm seeing some squares back in him. He's gotten a hit every game this postseason. I mean, come on, guys. Let's be real. Let's fade Jonah Heim. Let's make coin. We got Jose Altuve, who's been cold. People in chat are saying, I don't know if I want to back him. He's, been kind of cold recently. That's exactly what I want to back Jose Altuve when they're a favorite and when we're on them on the ML and when we need the offense to spark after getting goose-egged in their first game of the series. Altuve's the guy we're going to here. He's the guy. Okay. Green is Javon's milk. I'm not going to ask any questions there. Okay. And then Adolis Garcia. Of course, can't forget about him. Less than 6.5 fantasy score, which got bumped down from 7 to 6.5. Love that. Not a great matchup. If Framber's keeping the ball down, throwing those sinkers, Adolis isn't going to be able to lift the ball. And he's been kind of hot recently. Maybe not in the last game, but overall he has. Super down to fade. Super down to fade. Respectful. Okay. 3-piece, 5Xer. I'm super down, chat. I'm tailing this and I'm tailing G unit. Jonah Heim, less than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. Jose Altuve, more than 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And then Adolis Garcia, less than 6.5 fantasy score. I like this entry. I do. I'm in.
Boop.
All right, I'm in. W's. Zach Gallen is also from New Jersey, which is right over the bridge from Philly. I live 10 minutes from Silverdale. Not saying it changes much, but he grew up knowing how the Phillies fans are, so maybe the noise won't rattle him. I'll be honest with you, man. I think every human being on earth is probably going to get a little rattled up there on the mound with that crowd.
Yeah, it's a crazy environment.
Yeah, dudes. And that's a guy who struggled. Are we done with this first game? Can we move on to Zach Gallen talk?
Yeah.
Is it Houston ML and it's this 3-piece and we go back down?
Yes.
W's. Let's pivot to game 2. And then we're going to talk about Monday Night Football to close out the show. Okay? Guys, Zach Gallen notoriously has been ass on the road in his career. It's gotten worse as his career's going on, Javon. I looked through every single season he's pitched. It started out where it wasn't too bad the first couple of years, and it's gotten worse now in his 5th season. I mean, his splits this year, they weren't even comparable. But then you see him have 2 gems in his last 2 outings, Javon, in the playoffs where he saved the Diamondbacks. He was their guy. If he didn't pitch that well, they wouldn't be here right now. Zach Gallen, 2 gems back-to-back on the roads, only giving up 2 earned runs. But they got his 2.5 earned runs back up there again with a total at 7 in this game. I know they're playing against Philly. I know Philly's very public. Maybe they're putting that square up to get all the Philly fans to fade Zach Gallen and lose coin. I don't know, but I still think it's a little weird that it's up. And I think Gallen gets hit early and often. You talk about that angle with the first earned run score, Javon. You got to let the people know what's going on with that.
Yeah, I mean, I've talked about that a little bit. It's just I think it's this start very much parallels, or looks like to me, like the Brewers start, where we did the same thing, which wasn't even as juicy as this. This is a lot of respect at minus 130. I think in that start it was minus 120 or minus 115. This looks like Gallen earned run square is down.
Yeah, it's down. Huh. JJ's. I will check the odds on it. I have it right here.
Minus 120 to the under. So nothing crazy. That could be a good sign for Gallen under bettors. Gallen less than earned runs there.
Yeah, maybe they just got a ton of action from Phillies fans on Zach Gallen to give up more than 2.5, and they just took it right off the board. Because why would they take it off if it's at minus 120 to the under?
Because it's a free under. Might be. but I don't think it is. All joking aside, I think he's going to give up one or two early in the game, then settle in. It's a tough environment. It's a tough environment to go into, and you can't forget too. You have arguably the best pitcher in the playoffs so far on the other side. So it seems awfully easy to say that Zach Wheeler is going to win a game for them in Red October in the bank. So that's why I'm not on that side. Plus, all the talk has been about, is it Rangers or Astros headed to the World Series? Everybody's pretty much penciled in the Phillies from the D-backs side there. So wouldn't it be something for Zach Gallen to go into the bank and beat the Phillies and screw everything up for everyone in Game 1, which I still think it's the Phillies coming out of that series, but in Game 1 with Gallen on the mound, I would not be shocked if they shocked the world today.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, I get it. My prediction is Philly and Texas in the World Series. What about you?
I mean, that would be mine too. I just don't think this series with the D-backs is going to be as easy as people are making it out to be.
Let's talk about the total for a second. Splits, the bets, the handle look pretty good on the under in Arizona, Philly. I already felt the total was a little bit low with these two offenses and what they've been doing, but I guess they do have their two best pitchers up there on the bump in this game. Zach Wheeler has been nails, like you said. Zach Gallen as well has been nails. Battle of the Zacks, huh?
Yeah.
Gallen coming off of two great road starts in the postseason that nobody expected. I mean, come on. At Milwaukee and at LA, he did that there. Wow, maybe he has turned a leaf because this guy couldn't pitch on the road all season. He had 4.70 ERA on the road, and if you watched him pitch on the road, he looked like a nervous Nelly up there. He looked like a different pitcher. You're telling me that's not going to come out today in Philly in front of that crowd as soon as he gives up one base runner and people are acting like they just won the lottery in the crowd when they get their first guy on base? Because that's what they're going to do in Philly today.
Here's my thing, though, because, again, not saying these are absolutes as far as them not hitting, because plenty of these do hit. It's not every single time, but it is a lot of the time. We talked about Trey Turner and everything up for him today, odds-wise and on the PP board being extremely suspicious.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper boosted to hit a home run. So, it's not like Nick Castellanos, who is somebody came on stream and pitched that too. They said it's a gift that it was plus money for him to be over his hit run RBI line. He can do it, sure, but he's coming off of a legacy performance and he's still plus money to get 2 hits, runs, and RBI. So, I mean, I don't want to say effectively eliminate those guys, but if everything's playing out like we think as far as these individual player props and squares go, that doesn't leave much else for the Phillies. So, if it's a stray Alec Boehm, Kyle Schwarbaum, cool. They can get 1 or 2. Maybe that's the one that they hit off of Zach Gallen early, but I don't like everything I'm seeing for a lot of those other guys. So, I mean, I will take a shot there.
Okay. I think Philly has won the last 3 games against Arizona. They won 4 out of the last 5 since these two teams have played. Not surprised to hear that. Arizona was struggling for the majority of the season, barely got in. It's impressive they're still here. But teams like that find their way in the World Series. Philly was that team last season, you could say. Maybe Philly overperformed a little bit more in the regular season at the end. Arizona literally barely stuck in there right at the end. But Arizona's kind of, they're pulling their own page out of the Philly playbook here, doing what they did last season, and maybe they'll get to them. You're right. Nobody's taking Arizona today, and I'm not saying I am. First pitch on base, people are saying 2 pitches, 2 hits for the Rangers. Ooh. Are you fucking kidding me, dudes?
You might have to get out of this inning quick.
Oh, my God, dude. Are you kidding me?
You might have to get out quick.
Are you kidding me?
The next AB could decide the game.
Dude, I mean, Corey Seager's up, isn't he? No, Seager just hit. Yeah.
No, Seager. No, it's Robbie Grossman.
Come on. I got to pull this game up. What channel is this puppy on? Do we know?
It's a good question.
It's on
Fox. What channel is this?
Fox.
Fox. Sure.
Rex Grossman.
I miss him. He was a great quarterback for the Commanders back in the day.
Yeah. Washington.
He was actually good for the Bears. He was not good for the Bears.
He was, very briefly.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, chats. We need Framber to lock in. This guy loves forgetting how to throw strikes in big moments. I kind of forgot about that. And now he's done it again. 2-0 counts to Grossman. Okay. God damn it.
Ooh, that was a bloop too by Seager.
Yeah, it was a bloop.
Yeah.
This is no bueno, chats. This is no bueno. All right, back to the second game. What do we think about this under? Dudes.
Yeah. Bring them home.
What do you mean bring them home? Are they scoring? Are you in the future?
Yeah, first pitch. You didn't even see it. You didn't even see anything yet.
Okay.
You literally just saw two guys on base.
Well, Javon's Milk just said, oh my.
Oh, that's not good.
And it's 1-0. Okay.
And there's one. There would be one. Maybe it was always the over. See, Valdi's giving up runs.
Dudes. I mean, that's the cheesiest hit.
Yeah, those are two.
What was that throw? What are you doing?
Those are two very unlucky plays for Framber there.
Framber, dude, why are you throwing that ball like you don't give a shit on the back of your fucking foot? He threw that ball like he doesn't give a fuck what happens in this game. What are we doing?
You might not be locked in the field.
I mean, that was the laziest throw I've ever seen in my life. Krabs, our friend, Pure Wage has a 1K giveaway if the Astros win. Well, Larry Beeman, I wish I knew that before I fucking placed the bets.
That could be a massive swing. There would have been a massive swing.
There's not even an out in this game. This game is over. Why am I fading the Rangers when I've talked about all postseason how the fucking Rangers are the team that's winning it? The Astros don't have their stuff this season. They don't have their mojo. Why am I fading this team? Why am I betting on the moose shit Astros who have lost their fastball? Their pitching rotation has taken miles backwards. Justin Verlander sucks. What am I doing taking that? Stupid ass bets. It's the Rangers ML or it's no play in this game. This is stupid.
It was the over. That was the play. I'm mad I got talked off of that one by myself. That was my first look at this game, and we were in piss. It was always that. Should have stuck with the gut. But I don't know. I might hop in live. If we get out of this inning, or if they get out of this inning, at least three or less, and then we start seeing a little human-like activity from Evaldi, I'll be hopping in live.
Well, that's a waste of money because they're not going to win this game. If you can get a plus 6.5, sure.
I'll be hopping in. Spread's good, though.
You've got to be kidding me.
I don't think spread now. It's a solid look.
MLB playoff underdogs are 15-8 so far. Adolis under, sure. Yeah, that should hit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Not dead yet, though. Not dead yet.
Wow, the Rangers are up 30-0. That's crazy. Well, now we got to find a fucking winner in the second game, man. I'm pissed off.
You could.
Is it the under in the second game? Is it the under in Arizona Philly? First game of the series? Could be maybe some nerves.
Could be.
Does the under make too much sense, though?
I mean, I guess you could say it does. Not too much sense, but it makes a lot of sense. But it's also, I believe a lot of that in the public eye is Zach Wheeler. Not necessarily, like, nobody really wants to fade the Phillies offense, no matter who's on the mound.
Dak over a pick for the coin back, bro. It's not even up on the book. It's not even up on prospects.
Yeah, no. They wouldn't dare give that today.
Well, I mean, just the cheesiest hits, man.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
How about Garcia staying on top of that ball and driving it the other way? That was impressive.
That was impressive.
Yeah, that was a rare, smart, patient at bat from Garcia.
Extremely rare. Not patient. I mean, he jumped on him immediately, but
yeah, I guess patient on that pitch is what I meant. He took it the other way.
On the pitch.
Cayman coming in with a subby. What's up, Cayman? I appreciate it, my man. We got Zay Ogles coming in hot with a subby. W's. Would you look at that? More runs. Nice. Still no outs, guys. Still no outs in this game.
Take me higher.
Trent, do me a favor, bro. Tweet out that this game's over and say the Rangers already cashed. Can you?
He's out of here now.
Yeah, he's out there. We need a Trent Astro. People really logged in their books and placed the Astros out. We need one of those.
That would get me to the live bet counter immediately.
All right. Well, we can go ahead and take this game and literally tell it to go fuck itself and put it off to the side because we've got to find winners in Arizona, Philly. We've got to find winners in Sunday Night Football. Okay, cut the shit. No more talking about this bullshit game where we placed terrible wagers on. We got to move. We got to find the people, a regroup winner. Okay?
We must. We must.
Maybe it's the under in this game.
The
last couple times they've played, we've seen 4 out of 5 overs smack. A lot of runs when these two teams collide in the regular season, at least. But the postseason in the first game of a series, Javon. And yeah, we talk about, the total here, the under maybe make it a little too much sense. If you look at the splits, I mean, the over's public.
Yeah.
The over's getting 65% of bets. So maybe it's not, maybe it doesn't make as much sense as we're thinking here. Maybe the under is the play. And maybe it's okay to square up a little bit in the first game of the series and take an under when we know that it's the only game on during that time of the night and people are probably not going to want to bet unders. No, who out here actually bets on unders for fun? Who's not in this space takes I haven't met any of my friends who take unders unless they don't take unders because they're not fun. And that's, what recreational betting should be. I'm not saying they're doing the wrong thing. They're not. They're doing the right thing. But guys, the sports books are not operating to lose money. If the over is public and I'm seeing the data right in front of my face, then maybe the under isn't as nasty. First 5 under wags I wouldn't hate either, although that's way more square and worries me a little bit because I do think Gallen gives up an early run. So maybe we don't want to do that. But what do we see all the time in Philly, Javon? We see legacy late game runs, crazy outcomes, late bets. That's what we see in Philly, typically from the Phillies. So the first 5 wouldn't be too terrible, and it's 4-0 without any outs. Good.
And GG. Well, they got 1.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Let's see. Maybe 4.
They should give that out
4
back.
We get 1 back. I could consider.
They should give that out back. They don't even deserve it. Make them get 4 outs in it.
I could. Well, Gallen gives up early run or runs. You're going to be a moose running the full game under.
Yeah, I know.
You could live bet it. I do think it happens, but I would have no problem. I would have no problem.
Crabs low-key, the first 5 overs have been printing in Philly.
Kind of. And I don't know. I don't want to take the D-backs bullpen out of the equation because, they've been locked. And that just may be a facet of their run that's going to kind of stick around. So I don't know if I want to get crazy sharp with that one and just stick with full game.
Dwarf, what's the bounce back play in the second baseball game tonight, Brown? What do you want? Arizona or Philly? Over or under? What do you like? Is Valdez going to get taken out? I hope not. I hope he pitches and doesn't record another out the rest of the game, and I hope they keep him in there until his arm falls off his body after 1,000 pitches and 1,000 runs. That's what I hope. I promise you the Phillies lose tonight.
Oh, he parlayed him.
Trent, you're on the Phillies.
He parlayed him. That's why.
Oh, W self-awareness. I'm not winning.
You didn't think he could get 2 in a row with the bomb 2 pieces.
Imagine thinking Framber had the stones and the consistency to pitch well in a playoff game. What the fuck were we doing? Hindsight's 2020, sure, I know.
What were we doing?
Hindsight's 2020, but we should have seen that one coming, dude. Framber in a big spot. That guy doesn't give a shit.
Should have. He's been moved.
That guy, the effort level from Framber out there on the mound, it's like watching a 4-year-old play. He's a whiner. He yaps at the freaking umpire. He's the worst. We back this guy. This guy sucks, Javon. Framber Valdez sucks at pitching. Lock with on stream, guaranteeing a win. Okay, good. Yes. All right. Maybe it is the D-backs. Is it D-backs? I mean, you could get D-backs at plus 1.5 now at a shorter line than you could get the Phillies on the ML.
That's also true. It's also true.
Yeah, dude. Framber's got more chains on than he's got outs in the first inning. Grow up. Oh. God damn it. Oh, there's another out. Maybe all it took was to chirp that living hell out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lauren, Rangers look good. I don't know why I faded them. That was a shit wager. Maybe it helped.
What do we got on the live line?
Maybe it helped.
What do we got on the live? Plus 4.5. Surprisingly, plus 4.5. I could be intrigued. I could still be intrigued.
First out wasn't even an out, George is saying. Yeah. Okay. Oh, Javon, is it the under in this game? Is it just Philly to score first and then we live bet Arizona to come back and win because everyone's on Philly and Trent's on them and he said they're not going to win? What's the deal here? What are we doing?
I think it's the under. I think I'm going to try and live bet snipe it after Gallon gives up a run.
Okay. Everybody calm down. It's the top of the first. I'm going to respectfully disagree here, Trav. This bet is over. It's done. If it was 3-0, if there was a different pitcher on the bump who actually gave a shit and showed effort on the mounts, like a Max Scherzer guy maybe, then it would be different. But Framber right now, he looks like he just wants to go home. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care. Look at him. Look at his freaking body attitude. He doesn't care.
If they get one back in the next inning before the Rangers do, they ain't dead.
I can't believe I watched him bobble that ball on the ground ball right to him with 2 men on base in the fucking playoffs, and he lackadaisically throws the ball over like he's in freaking warm-ups, like he's doing PFPs.
P4P.
I mean, Javon, this guy's a fool.
Yeah, he ain't locked.
He is so not locked, man. What? And we put our hard-earned money on him.
That's why we got Zach Wheeler and Gallon next up to do the same.
We got game 2.
106 or 100.6 outs. So they're out of the inning.
All right.
Whatever comes to it. If we see Evaldi come out and not look incredibly sharp, if we see there's some signs of it, I'm getting in.
Is the Phillies ML the public play of the day? Is that the play that everybody's on?
Yeah. I mean, it's more so just like a microcosm of the series because like nobody thinks the D-backs have a chance. So like it as public as it's going to be the rest of the series because Gallon's on the mound on the other side. No, I wouldn't say that. And the splits would probably tell you that too. But yeah, it's the play everybody's on.
Okay. Sure. First time chat or Gene Caesar W's. Adulis was a chip pick. Yeah, you're not wrong.
It was indeed.
You're not wrong.
It was indeed.
Not dead yet though. Is it?
It is dead yet, I think.
Okay, it actually is dead. Okay.
Was a chip pick.
Well, that was actually confirmed a moose pick. That was a great use of your first time chat, Gene. Keep us honest. All right.
Well, let's see from
Javon, can we wrap up this freaking Arizona Philly game? I think it's the under. The over's public. Both these guys deal. We're taking Philly to score first, though. Can you give the people a breakdown of why you like that so much? I don't think we've done a good job of that yet.
No, I think we have. I think we talked about it during the season. It's strictly a line thing, but I mean, I like it baseball wise too. But whenever I go and I see these first earned run allowed props for a home team to score first against the pitcher, aka if you go to the prop and Zach Gallen is favored, I usually go with to score first. I've been doing it for like the tail end of the season, which he is not only favored but minus 130, which when there's a favorite this large, I don't go to it nearly as much. I usually put the cutoff at like minus 175 for a line on the game to where you see if a favorite, it's not weird. But when it's minus 130, that's a significant line for that. So yeah. I'm tapping in for that. Just a little small sprinkle there. But yeah, it's what we've been following for probably the last couple months of the season. So I'm going to go right back to it.
I feel like that's the best angle in this whole game.
Could be.
Is the Phillies to score first.
Could be.
And then probably the under, and then maybe Arizona plus 1.5 live.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Once the Phillies score 1-0, the bottom of the first, Javon, and they cash that Yurfie because that Nerfy ain't hitting. I'll tell you that much. They got that Yurfie up on Prize Picks as a square, chat. You're telling me that Nerfy's hitting with a total of 7? No chance. So once Philly scores a run in the bottom of the first, we can live bet Arizona plus 1.5, probably barely a plus money. And we'll go about our day. I think that's probably the game plan here, folks.
That is crazy to have that Nerfy up. With
Yeah, come on, Javon. Come on.
That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird.
Somebody's giving up a run in the first, and hopefully, by you being sharp and looking at those odds for who's giving up the first run in the game, seeing Zach Gallen at minus 130, which is kind of weird, Chad, if you're not picking up what we're putting down, because, guys, the Phillies hit second in this game. And yes, they're a favorite. I wouldn't have said anything if they were both minus 115 in this spot because, yeah, Philly's a favorite. They're continuing to get steamed more. But seeing them at minus 130 when Philly's not even up to minus 170 yet to give up the first earned run, Zach Gallen, when Philly hits seconds is definitely weird. And we're seeing this square up here too, Chad. 2 + 2 = 4. We're going to get a leadoff run or first inning run from the Phillies early.
Could be a Schwarbaum.
Could be a Schwarbaum load-in, yes.
Yeah, could be. Could be Phils.
Yes. Okay. All right. I love that angle. That's what I'm going to be doing tonight, chat. Are we taking the under pregame, though?
It's a good question. It's a good question. I don't know if I'm going to get involved pregame because I think sidewise and total-wise, I want to take the opposite of what I think is going to happen early in the game.
Okay. All right. Well, I definitely like that Yurfie in that game. What other Prize Pick squares in Game 2 of MLB, Javon, do you like? And then we're going to pivot to Monday Night Football. Close it out.
I mean, we can do a perfect segue into that because don't we have to take the combo square of Trey Turner and Dak under 3.5 total bases and passing touchdowns?
We are legally obligated to take this square. Goods, go ahead and click on that P Specials tab towards the top sector. You don't have to go far. It'll pop right up for you. We've got Trey Turner and Dak Prescott less than 3.5 TBs and passing touchdowns. Chat, I showed you those slips earlier on BTL today. A lot of those squares were literally as simple as going to the P Specials category, taking the less than 3.5. I know it's not fun. I know it doesn't make sense. I don't give a shit, chat. Do you guys want to take bets that are fun and make you smile and happy and make your stomach tickle? Or do you want to fucking hit bets and have money in your account? Grow up. Take the less than square and go about your day, chat. It's that simple. It's that simple.
Could be it.
All right. Trey Turner and Dak less than 3.5 total bases and passing touchdowns. I mean, look at all the stuff they got up for Trey Turner today, chat, and you tell me that it's not a weird amount of stuff up. The fact that his total bases are up after he's been absolutely on fire, and now they're putting that up there? Come on. It's not trade day, chat, and they're pairing it with Dak. Come on. Dak might get 2. Shit, he might even get 3. But I don't think Trey Turner's getting a base knock here, folks, and this gives us some leeway here. Okay?
Yeah, 100%.
And you, just to be clear, you think this is a better square than taking Trey Turner less than 1.5 total bases?
I don't know about a better square. It feels like the same thing to me, but I mean, I like the Chargers, and I know you do not. So we're opposite sides possibly on Dak.
Yeah, but I've also kind of just come back over to the middle now on a side.
Okay.
I don't know what the heck to take at this point. I think I'm more of an under guy now in this game. I think that's probably the play I'm going to go with for the primetime climb. Yeah, we saw the total inch up throughout the week, but now after it hit 51.5 the last 24 hours or so, it has slowly started to come back down a little bit. And I'll be honest with you, the Chargers defense, like I've talked about it all season, the amount of money they're paying these guys to be useless, something's either got to give and change, or those guys are going to find themselves on the streets flipping burgers with that Giants O-lineman who's about to get cut for talking shit about the fans. Straight up.
Yep.
Chat, it's got to be the under in this game. Look, I know it's not fun. I know you guys are expecting Dallas and LA to give us a little shootout, finally get a cool primetime game. Don't waver here. Take the under, as that total was slowly starting to trickle down now, with the splits pretty much, and the bets pretty much even on that total as well. So we've seen Dallas pull back from -2.5 to -1.5. I think I'm probably done with Dallas here in the spot with that line move. I know they opened up a dog, but That was the look-ahead line for the most part. And the Chargers defense and the Chargers coaching staff, guys, both these coaching staffs are moose shit. They're both bottom tier, in my opinion. But you give the Chargers and that defense 2 weeks to prepare with Kellen Moore now on that staff, filling you in all those little secrets about the Cowboys. And then you also got McCarthy, who probably knows every single play call Kellen Moore's got to make for the rest of the game. Give me these defenses to lock in. Give me Micah Parsons and that D-line to step up and have a field day against that moose shit Chargers O-line. And give me the freaking Chargers D-line to do the same thing. Guys, the Chargers D-line is underrated. They're averaging 4 sacks per game. Nobody's talking about them because they've underperformed and they don't have a lot of wins yet, but they had an early bye week. They've had 2 weeks to prep for this. I'll back that defense against a moose shit Cowboys offense right now and that D-line.
Yeah, kind of with you there. I think the Chargers are in a pretty good spot here. This Cowboys team, which is, severely overrated at this point, thought they're going to be pretty good coming into the season. Fallen a little bit below expectations. They still got a chance to prove themselves, but the thing with Dak right now is you see this doesn't look in sync with this offense, especially in the red zone, which is the big issue there. The Chargers, their whole problem, a lot of it has been red zone defense. The defense overall has not been great, but when they get teams down to the red zone, they haven't actually been able to stop them. And if they're able to do that with the Cowboys today, especially after having, a week to rest up and prepare for this, now that also helps you on the other side of the ball, getting Austin Eckler back into the fold. That's a massive get. And the Kellen Moore angle is more real than I think a lot of people are going to realize. He knows the ins and outs of Dak Prescott, what makes him tick.
What is lazy-ass, fat McCarthy changed over the last year?
You can't really. He hasn't really done anything, which is the issue. And a lot of Cowboys fans will tell you that. So I just can't believe in him in the spot. And we were talking about this too. I was looking forward. I came into today and into this game expecting to want to be on the Cowboys. It's a big bounce back spot for Dak Prescott on the offense in theory. And I was looking for the interception square because we know we've done this time and time again, especially when it happens on national television. With Daniel Jones was one of them a week or so ago. We did that with Josh Allen earlier in the season too, in a good matchup there. And you're not getting an interception square, and the reason for that is because minus 145 to the over. So again, I think if there's any bounce back in the cards for Dak Prescott, at least on the turnover front, we would not be seeing that price, in my opinion. So that's I don't think it's going to be as good as he thinks, but I do think schematically on defense, you're going to have more of the kind of Raiders type coverage. Like we saw against Josh Allen, not that they're incredibly successful, but a lot of just cloud coverage and make Dak kind of build a drive and take a lot of things underneath. That's why I like Dak completions today. That was my square for the primetime challenge. I think he's going to be forced to be a little more conservative than he's really had to be over the past couple of weeks and put him in that position to be very turnover prone, especially last week against the 49ers where he had to be superhuman there because they're coming back from a big deficit against a really good defense. So I think he's going to be very, very conservative, a lot of dink and dunk in this offense. And I don't believe that they can construct consistent drives like that. I think it'll work for a little bit, then they'll stall out in the red zone or once they get into Chargers territory. So I think the Chargers defense holds up. Give me the Chargers.
This could be a good point by Tim here, Javon. Maybe since he's such a bad coach, having that extra week of prep will actually make him coach even worse, twice as worse.
That's a fair point. Trust me, I don't believe in
crazy statement. It's starting to make sense in my head, though.
Brandon Staley is a shit coach, and don't make this act like I am telling you anything different because he is probably, near the bottom of the NFL, and it's frustrating to watch him every week. So, if he comes out and he loses this game off of purely bad coaching himself, wouldn't be shocked. But give me the Chargers today. I'm sticking with them.
Okay, sure.
I don't know how you felt the job. That's a fair comment.
I don't know either, man. I don't know how their defensive coordinator hasn't gotten fired, paying those guys that much money for them to suck this bad.
Yeah, it's unreal. It's absolutely unreal.
Okay. Prize pick squares in this game. I've got a couple that I like. I like Tony Pollard less than rush yards. I think the Chargers D-line is going to grow up, and they're going to feast against a rare, not great Cowboys O-line. I like Jake Ferguson more than 4 receptions. Everybody's talking about CD today. Yeah, you can see these nuts. He's not fucking hitting over his receiving yards. Give me a break, guys. CD Lamb stinks. It's going to be Jake Ferguson today, who got bumped up from 3.5 to 4 receptions. He's overs juiced on the books as well. And I looked back and saw how the Chargers did against tight ends, and they've given up some legacy performances, even to guys like Smythe and that new backup the Dolphins have in week 1. Obajayo, the Titans tight ends, he had a good game against them. Pretty much every team they played, their tight ends have kind of thrived. They just don't really have anybody who can cover them. So I'm going to go with Ferguson, seeing that bump. And already, if you look at the chart, you're probably surprised to even see him at 3.5 or 4. And by the way, his more than is way more juice now in the books, chap, than minus 135. And that's probably why this got bumped up to 4 on Prize Picks. So I think Ferguson has a little bit of a day here. And yeah, guys, I'm not a CD guy. I'm just being completely honest with you. I kind of agree with whoever's comments they were talking about CD not being a number 1. I mean, what consistency has CD ever given us since he's come into the league? And I'm not saying it's completely his fault. I mean, he's had Dak Prescott. He's had some crummy situations, I guess. But, I mean, CD should be thriving. CD should be way more consistent than he's been.
It's fair. It's fair. Yeah, it's kind of hard to trust him in a lot of these spots. But I'm definitely not fading CD today. I'll tell you that. And I don't think you are either directly. But
no, I'm not. But I'm seeing everybody taking him because they're expecting him to bounce back. Guys, Dak Prescott and the Cowboys stink. This game's going under. The Cowboys have had 2 weeks to prepare. They know every play that old man Mike McCarthy's going to call because they have angry Kellen Moore now on their sidelines. What's going to change?
That's fair. I kind of have a Brandon Cooks feeling in this game, which is
I liked Cooks as well.
Yeah, he's going to be – I mean, he can very well come out and not have the cleats on. But, again, I kind of think – they're going to strap up deep coverage, and you say strap up with an asterisk there for the Chargers defense and secondary because they're not going to shut them down necessarily or shut down CeeDee Lamb. But I think for Dak to get comfortable, which is a reason why I also like his completion square, I think it's going to be a little bit over the middle and kind of underneath-ish, which is kind of where Brandon Cooks has been living. So that's kind of what I like there. I don't mind Gallup either, like we're saying in chat here, but I think he's going to be able to do or want to work a little more on the outside instead of kind of on the slot on the inside where Brandon Cooks has been. So that's kind of my guy that's not CD for the Cowboys today. But yeah, I'm not fading CD. Just don't love him either.
Agreed. And yeah, you talk about gosh, how am I blanking on his name? Who was the wide receiver? Brandon Cooks.
Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, I was between Brandon Cooks and Ferguson. Both of their squares looked like they were about to get targeted and fed significantly more today. I ended up going with Ferguson because of the Chargers' struggles with covering the tight end position. But either guy, I think, is a decent look. Brandon Cooks, I was confused as to why his numbers and props were as high as they were. So I'm very happy you brought that up.
Yeah, 100%. Okay. I'm for
and
that.
If we don't bring up this Micah Parsons sack square, this dude in chat might explode the entire Twitch stream. So let's go ahead and take a look at that too.
Sure. A lot of the times in these primetime games that if you have a goat on the board and he's juicy to get whatever his sack line is, they've been getting it. So, I mean, sure. It's not one that I have a problem with.
You won't ever find me taking Micah Parsons more than 0.75 sacks.
Yeah,
ever.
You won't.
Because in my opinion, if they're putting that up on the board, the greatest player on defense in the league, he probably ain't doing shit. Guys, think. Okay? Do I have to keep reminding you? Think.
Yeah, it's fair. That would be fair. They had Josh came on. I don't know if you're peeping Surge stream, but he had a pretty decent square too, a little cheeky square. He took Josh Palmer's over yards in his first 2 catches.
Ooh,
he's just strictly going to be catching bombs in this offense. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody likes Quentin Johnston today, which is interesting to me. So I mean, if he's going to be as much of a facet as people think on that side of the field, it could just be a Josh Palmer nuke on the other side. Who knows?
Yeah.
He's not.
And just to clarify here. Yeah, he's not. Just to clarify, there's one guy who I will never fade, and that's Christian McCaffrey. Because that dude just gets in the end zone every game. He's done it 17 games in a row. Are we at 17, 16? Something like that.
Yeah, it's a crazy run.
Like that is when I will throw in the towel and I'll say, okay, tip my cap. That dude is unfadable. He is probably going to win MVP this season. Crazy. But yeah, anybody else, full go. I mean, Micah Parsons being up there. Come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
We got a Dulles doing cartwheels, I bet.
You just got hit.
Oh shit.
Not that it matters now, but weird.
Yeah. Okay. Any other squares you like in this NFL game, Javon?
Oh, not too much. Oh, there's not really like something for the Chargers that I'm in love with because Eckler not in as many boosts as Tony Pollard is today, but it's a big question mark there with him coming back. I would have to say that he's going to be healthy and get as much usage as you would think. I don't think they'd be bringing him back if he wasn't incredibly healthy, but it's not one that I love. Not one that I love for that. I'll be honest.
Khalil Mack for 0.25 sacks.
Under.
What was saying in chat?
That's probably something that you would want to take the under on. You said 6 last game.
Wow, this thing is giving me so much trouble. He's coming off of 6 sacks, chat.
Yeah, 6 sacks. That's
Dwarf. Hey, do not get discouraged here, Dwarf. You just found us a great square, and you can hop right in, and you can take the less than as well. Dwarf, keep your chin up, buddy. Let's fucking go, dudes. Yes. Come on. Bro, the guy had a world record called Guinness. 6 sacks in the last game, Javon, and they're putting them up for 0.25?
yeah, that's a crazy square. Crazy square.
Come on. Let's go, Dwarf. You're a fucking beast. I hope you know I'm being completely serious. You are a beast for that one, and you're my guy anyways.
Ooh, good point
Dwarf,
here.
You give me the worst square ever, and you're still my guy, Dwarf.
Another one. Good point
shit.
here. We combined rushing under as a square. I didn't see that up earlier.
Oh,
with
that's
the boost.
Is that boosted?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, on the green book, Eckler and Pollard to combine for 100 rush
let's
yards.
go. Oh, come on, Chad. Another combo fade on a boost. That literally could be the difference.
That could be.
Holy smokes. All right, we're finding squares here, folks. I'm in on that. Yeah. And I'm in on that max square, too. Let's freaking go. That's my dwarf.
W dwarf.
He's mine. Yes. Come on. Eckler and Pollard combo. 119.5. Right?
Yep.
I feel like I saw that getting bumped up earlier, but I don't even care.
Yeah. Interesting.
Also, it's 119.5, right? What is this?
Yeah.
Total yards?
Yeah.
We want to just fade their rushing yards, right?
Yeah, that's what the boost is. Sent for
Okay,
to combine for 100
119.
rushing yards. They also, I don't know if you saw this too. They had the Pollard anytime TD up. That's now they took that off and only put the rushing TD in.
So Pollard's getting a receiving tutty today, and that's probably why Dak is at that 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's all starting to add up.
Could be Pollard in the air.
Up. If you guys are looking for a cheeky bet to take, it's got to be what, +5? Tony
Pollard receiving touchdown?
You can take that?
I don't know if you can take just receiving touchdown. I know you can do that in college. I don't know if you can do that NFL betting.
I feel like you can, maybe. Maybe some places. Maybe it's the Pollard receiving game.
Could be. Could
He's
certainly
20.5 receiving yards after 35 last week. He does have that rushing touchdown up. Yep. Okay. Huh. Hasn't hit in the last 4 weeks either. What else, Javon, before we wrap this up?
I think that's just about it for me.
Okay. Do you like that Dak more than 1.5 passing touchdowns? I feel like I have to bring it up.
Yeah,
man.
I like it. I don't love it. But there's a Jordan nuke. So
hey, there's Jordan.
The Astros are back in the game.
I'm assuming it was a solo shot. Yeah,
probably. Lead off the eye.
All right. Hey, we saw what happened once Atlanta scored the first run in that series. They woke up. It wasn't enough. They woke up. Maybe this will wake up that Astros offense. It hasn't scored yet this series until right now.
Good.
That ball was literally hit into another dimension.
That was lasered.
That ball probably hurt someone in the crowd. It probably hurt somebody. Yep.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Do you want to take that Dak more than 1.5 passing touchdowns? I know you don't like the Cowboys. I know I'm on the under. It doesn't make much sense there, but I feel like it's hitting.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely like an avenue to back Dak in the kind of the bounce back narrative here. I'm not backing it in the game, but I wouldn't be mad doing it something on the PP board.
I mean, they did just get punched in the mouth in that last game.
Backed. They did. I mean, I like the completions if we're backing Dak. That's what I did. Because
you would rather take his completions?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I'm good with that. I just wanted to back him in some way. I'm cool with that. Passing completions, 22.5.
22.5.
This could be a 5-piece demon slip.
Could be it.
Chat, right now we've got Zach Gallen and Zach Wheeler combo, more than a half first inning run, a.k.a. the Yerfy. We've got Trey Turner and Dak Prescott combo, less than 3.5 total bases and passing touchdowns. We're not even going to be able to take Dak in 2 of these, so we're going to have to pick, but let's keep going.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard and Austin Eckler, less than 119.5 combo rush yards. And then there's also that Dak more than 22.5 completions, but we got to pick between that and the Trey Turner and Dak passing touchdowns, which now after saying all this out loud, me saying I want to take the freaking Dak more than 1.5 tutties, do we just take Trey Turner less than TBs, take this combo out?
Yeah, we can take that if you want to do that.
I think we take Trey separate so that we can potentially back Dak on that completions. Let's see, bro.
You can do that. And yes,
guys, do you want to fade Trey on the run, or do you want to fade Trey on TBs?
I feel like we have to do it on TBs, right?
Okay. Yes, I agree. He's in that boost. I'm in.
Yeah, he's in the boost, and it's also. I mean, I can't remember the last time I've seen Trey Turner against any pitcher minus 130 to go under 1.5 TBs.
Yep. And guys, I think Jake Ferguson got bumped up about an hour ago, but maybe he got bumped back down and bumped back up again, if that's what you're seeing. But I think he might have already gotten the bump.
Did you see
either way, that's good.
The incredible news for Jake Ferguson today?
No.
He's going to have the Cavender twin in attendance, according to Sir Mikey Overs.
Wow, get him the rock.
Yes, could be the difference right there for him.
That could be.
I benched him for Logan Thomas, and he's got the Cavender twins there for him.
Yeah, that's a mistake. I take ownership for that one.
That's on us, dudes. That's on us, dudes. It was
the Cavender twin narrative might have just been it.
It was never out there.
Never.
Yep. Never. Okay. All right, let's fill in the surprise picks. I just had to take some of these off. Hold on. Dak. What other narrative do we have? What other plays do we have for this? We had the Pollard and Eckler combo rush yards.
Yep.
And then what am I missing? I got Gallen and Wheeler, Yerfy. I've got Trey Turner less than TBs. I've got Dak more than 22.5 completions. I've got Pollard and Eckler less than 119.5 combo rush yards. There was one more NFL one. Oh, the Mac one, the Mac sack.
Yeah, the Khalil Mack sack.
Oh, the Mac sack. How can we forget about the Mac sack?
See, the problem with that, I just feel like we're just gonna get some bullshit there. It's just gonna be like one of those. It's gonna be one of those weird scores where he really didn't have any effect on the sack, but they just give him a half. That's what my gut tells me about that one. Still has to be taken in something. It just has to, but it's wild. It's a wild square.
Javon, they're not putting squares up for free.
I know.
Don't make me take this out of here. It's like ripping out a firstborn child out of their new father's hands. That's like what you're doing if you want to get rid of the square. Might be worse.
Yeah, my gut just doesn't love that one. I'm not gonna. I understand why we have to fade it in some form, but it's just I'm getting bad vibes from that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, that's really big. And you ruined my day. Yep.
Fair. Sad to let you know, man.
My gut is pretty much Javon's, but I don't like it either. Okay, thank you, Javon's milk. Thank you.
Dude.
All right. We'll go with a 4-piece then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Might
Jimmy
have-
G pick should be a good look. Reed, say it to my face, bro. I dare you. You would never. And I'll be on that square again next week. I don't give a shit. Zach Gallen, Zach Wheeler, Yurfie. And then we've got Trey Turner, less than 1.5 TVs. There's our baseball fix. And then we got Dak Prescott, more than 22.5 completions. And we got that Tony Pollard and Austin Eckler, less than rush yards, Javon. 2 more thans, 2 less thans. 2 baseball, 2 football. I think we're giving ourselves a goddamn chance here. I'm liking these squares.
I think so. I'm in.
Okay. Dubs. Javon,
Do you want
you're going to be on the
6-piece with maybe some stuff from the ice?
I'm listening.
Listening. Do we want to? What were you going to say before we move to the ice?
No, you go. This is more important.
Well, I mean, I was just going to tap into the ice in general. Talk about the slate for a second. So get out what you need to get out.
Yeah, I don't know. You're good. I forgot it. My brain doesn't work.
No.
Tell us about hockey.
GG.
I think I was about to say, why don't you take us through the hockey slate before we get to the squad, right?
No, that works
sure.
perfectly. That works perfectly then. So I have
That
some couple of long shots today on the ice, but I got some squares too. I do want to start in this Red Wings Jackets game. Dude, we got Charlie screaming bloody murder over there, man. Crazy. But want to start in the Red Wings Jackets game because that is a 7 total on the board that I have a couple looks in. Ron is on Red Wings. I do like the Red Wings today. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Both those goalies that are in net are god-awful, but there's a square that I do like in that game. So you got Jonah Heim nuke. Not that it matters now, but GG's. So there's a guy that I like to be sneaky today in that game, and he's actually on the Blue Jackets. Kirill Marchenko for the Blue Jackets. He has a SOG plus block shot, which Shelly actually pointed out to me. I've been looking at these. I looked at them yesterday for a little bit now, but I've also been checking them out today to see how they went. A lot of these guys that are up for this but have no regular shot on goal, square on prize picks, have been doing pretty well, even scoring. And what they did today, actually, or last game, they moved him to the second line where he's going to be playing in a situation that I think is a little better for him with the Blue Jackets on that second line where he's playing with Johnny Hockey, who is literally CP3. And Marchenko was actually, he's been CP3 the first 2 games of the season, but now I think he's going to get a lot of more opportunity to rip pucks. So I think he scores today. And plus 225, I'm taking a stab. But on prize picks, you look, and for a guy who's got 3 assists in 2 games, he's got the SOG plus block shot, got his own point square, and then he's got a combo goal square with Dylan Larkin in it, who I don't mind putting him in that at all. So I think he's scoring a goal today. That's my guy, sneaky one on that second line. In a game that I think is going to have plenty of goals, he's going to be ripping puck today. Really hasn't had the chance too much except for a freak little first period in the first game of the season. So he's doing it today.
Okay.
That's my guy.
Couple things. Number one, I love that pitch, and I was listening. So we can go and put him in, but I didn't get his name, and I can't see that screen.
Kirill Marchenko.
Okay. Marchenko. Chelly's getting hyped over there.
Yeah, Chelly, he's getting hyped, man.
Is he streaming right now?
He must be.
We can rate him after this.
Yeah, we might have to.
Kirill Marchenko, more than 2.5 SOGs and block shots.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I'm taking all of his squares and something. I like the 2.5 SOGs and block shots is what originally caught my attention. Then they loaded up the point square. Then they loaded up the goal combo square. So that's I'll be sprinkling all of them. Take your pick there. But I have those and his anytime goal at plus 225, which I think is a little short, to be honest with you. So I'm on that.
Okay. Would you rather go with that goal combo then?
Yeah, I'm down to go with that.
You would? Okay, yeah.
Would.
That's what I thought. Okay. Is there another hockey square you got? Make it a 6-piece?
Yeah. I mean, I took a guy who's on the Coyotes now, former Wild legend, Matt Dumba, who's also up for that 2.5 SOGs plus block shots. which he's going to be playing the Rangers today. He's a D-man on the Coyotes, so they already allow a shit ton of shots. So I think he's going to be in plenty of position for block shots there and to take a couple to the leg, because I do think they're going to pepper the Coyotes with a good amount against that line. But I also think he's going to be ripping a lot from the back, which the Rangers have been pretty prone to, not just to start this season, but even towards the end of last season with the same defensive core. So I do think he rips one or two, and then he's going to get peppered with shots. So that's a guy who I actually got the cosign on this from Fruity and Chelly. They both really like the square too. So I'm going with that for sure.
I'm in. Okay. This guy just looks like a bucket. I like this dude.
Yeah, 100%.
He's got the cleanest Fu Manchu I think I've seen in NHL.
He's locked.
He's
locked.
That thing is like a pencil width. How does he trim that up so clean?
Yeah.
And how is it still so prominent? I'm impressed.
Unreal.
I think I'm just jealous. All right, you want to take his 2.5 SOGs and block shots?
Yeah, that's what I'm taking for him. And
Sure.
so people are aware, the entry that I was talking about with Trent towards the end of Surge Stream is both of these guys, the SOGs and block shots plus block shots combo. So that's the one that I already have in.
Okay. Sure. What's the squares? All right, we'll show them up there. We can select those 2 hockey ones, kids, and you can just kind of go back and forth and scroll. But yeah, it was.
No, wait, no, I had Bertuzzi in that one too. That was the one with Trent. GGs or cats.
It was a different one.
It was a different one. But I have that one in too. 2-piece of Marchenko and Dumba, and then I have the big 2-piece one with him and Marchenko and Bertuzzi, which is another one.
Would you rather put Bertuzzi in here? And something just got bumped, by the way, in this entry.
What just got bumped?
Pollard and Eckler yards just got bumped up to 120.
Did it? Who did it, or who got bumped?
I don't know. It set it up on the prize pick screen.
It's going to be a correlator.
If you go into the
I think it was
core,
Pollard.
it'll tell you which
it was
one.
Pollard. Yeah, it was Pollard. Pollard by a yard.
Why is he getting bumped around?
Who knows?
Hmm.
Who knows?
Are we taking that square out? Are we still trusting and fading the boost?
I feel like we have to, don't we?
I agree. I feel like with those, we just don't even think about the bumps or the moves, and we just fade the boost.
Yeah, I think we just have to do it. We have to do it.
Okay. Dubs. Okay. Chats, 6 squares. We got 2 baseball, 2 football, 2 hockey. We're like Noah's Ark out here. Show you guys the board as well. We got that Gallon and Wheeler Yerfy. Okay. We've got Trey Turner, less than half a TB. We've got Dak Prescott, more than 22.5 passing completions. We got Dylan Larkin and Kirko Marchenko, more than half a goal. We got Matt Dumba, more than 2.5 SOGs and block shots. And then that combo, Tony Pollard and Eckler, less than 120.5 rush yards. Okay.
Yeah. And quick spiel on, said people wanted to hear the side of that for Bertuzzi, which is in the other entry. There's a couple guys up for 1.5 points today on the Leafs on that top line. Austin Matthews is one of them. Mitch Marner is also up, which I haven't seen that very often, but it is the Blackhawks. You look at it with a little asterisk there. The one guy you're forgetting about who's been absolutely ripping is Mr. Bertuzzi. So I think he's going to rip today. Continue kind of what he's done the first couple of games, but I like him taking a more prominent role, goal scoring that offense today too. So give me his shots. That's the one that's in the entry that we were talking about on stream, but still have all those guys locked in a couple different combos.
Okay. And Framber's gone. Good.
And it is.
Goots, you got all 6 of those squares up there, my man? You probably do. If you do, can you scroll up and down slowly?
Yeah.
Let the people see them because they got to
Yeah.
copy them. While we get the squad rod ready. Okay, it's about that. I'm literally about to fall asleep in this chair right now. I honestly
I don't know.
I need to go to
I
bed.
did.
Yeah, TBD if I'm going to make it on Sweats chat. I'm going to try though. All right, squad ride. Is my guy Mike Catherman in the building?
Where is Mike?
Where is Mike Catherman? Oh, he is in here. Let's go. Mike's been patiently waiting. He's been patiently waiting. I mean, Mike, if you have 2 plays, we could put both of them
those
up
in a poll.
and we could vote. If you want to get chat involved and you want to be a W team player, you could put them both up and we could put them in a poll and chat could vote and we could decide there. Mike, you're so dialed, man. You haven't been typing like all day, I don't think. And it's good to see you, man. I didn't know if you were going to be here. I'm happy to see you.
There we
Dallas or the Washington Calgary under.
Ooh.
What are your quick thoughts on those two ice plays? I'm down to make it a hockey play for my guy Mike. He seems like a hockey guy.
I like that under. I like that under for sure. I think that
And by the
game's
way,
going slow. And yes, big team player. W team player.
If you guys didn't already know, Mike is a team player. Okay. W team player.
Love it.
Javon, sorry, thoughts real quick on these two plays?
No, I actually like that Flames Caps under. That was on my short list of a couple of plays that I'm going to be locking in for this little hockey slate we have today.
Hell yeah.
Don't want to force my vote into there, but that definitely gets mine.
Does Dallas play today? Am I an idiot?
He's talking about the Cowboys, is he not?
Oh my God, he's so talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Yep. Okay. Chat, we will vote. All right. I still don't know what the heck I think is going to happen when it pertains to his sides. I was on Cowboys all day. I talked with Javon. He put my freaking brain in an Annie Ann's pretzel, and then I called it because I can't really do intense thinking right now at this hour. Now, I will say I do like the under the best in the football game, but it's really the Cowboys in a terrible spot after getting their asses kicked and embarrassed the last couple of weeks, especially last week against the 49ers. And then also the Chargers are not a public team either, but like both teams underperform. Both teams are poorly coached. Both teams are laughing stocks of the league. They're both jokes. They both have two stud QBs, especially the Chargers. We know that at least. But the Chargers have had 2 weeks to prepare. But does that matter? Their coach is a bozo. Maybe that'll actually hurt them. So I'm just lost on the side, man. We will put both these plays in a poll really quick. Okay? Goots, if you want to do it real quick, or if not, I can run it real quick. It's only 2 plays. And it's already up because Goots is probably the most dialed one in here.
Sure.
Chat, get your votes in. Hurry up. Go, go, go. Are we going to the ice for the squad ride? Are we going to Dallas -1.5 on the squad ride? Where are we dropping, boys? Get your votes in on the Twitch chat. If you're watching this on YouTube, good for you. I appreciate it. Make sure you're subbed to the channel and on We'll Be Seeing. But please come over to the Twitch for the end of BTL if you can, so you can vote for the squad ride. We got to get those votes up. We got to get those numbers up, folks. Come on.
Have to.
Fruity leans the under.
Mike.
Fruity leans. Yep. Let's go, Mike. Love being a team player, my man. Fruity leans the under in Washington, Calgary, too. Love to hear it.
Yeah, we talked about that one for a little bit.
Chargers at an under tease. Now we're talking here. I wouldn't mind that at all. It still counts for a long teaser, at least for the spreads. You tease up the Chargers 1.5 to 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5.
Put you in pretty good spots. I mean, we know the Chargers are late game warriors too. Herbert, a comeback machine. I can see the Cowboys going up in this game early, being up big at half. Honestly, if I were to play the Cowboys, I might play them in the first half. And then the Chargers will probably do what they always do, and that's come back with a crazy, heroic Justin Herbert legacy comeback, right? I could see that happening.
Very possible.
I could see that happening. And a Cowboys melt, right? It's not like they have the coaching to hold down a lead. Right, like I'm Mike McCarthy. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to fear Mike McCarthy less than I feared Jason Garrett. And that's an issue. As an NFC East guy,
that's crazy.
That's a problem, right? So that's when they should probably be looking for a new coach, because Jason Garrett was literally just a puppet. It might as well have been Jerry Jones on the sidelines. But that's what he wants. That's what Jerry wants. He wants to pay these coaches millions of dollars to be puppets. Yeah. He likes it. He'd rather have a worse coach who will listen to everything he says and pay him more than have a young guy come in and actually change the offense. It's sad. It really is. But it's his team. He can do whatever he wants. But if I was a Cowboys fan, I'd be fed up with Jerry.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Are they fed up? You're down there in Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of Cowboys fans at this point, and they laugh at Mike at this point. It's not really much that they can say about him. They're waiting until the day that he gets canned. So
yep,
they're definitely Garrett, fed up.
Clapping his hands right now. If I sent this clip to him, he would like it. He's petty. Yep, he would like it. All right, Jack, get those votes in. Hurry up. Go, go, go. You got 10 seconds. Hurry up. It's going to be the Calgary and Washington under 6, I hope. I think it is. Get those votes in. Hurry up. Go, 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 go. Get them in, get them in, get them in, get them in, get them in. And it's going to be the Calgary and Washington under 6 W's. Love it. Mike, you're a beast. I appreciate you putting us over the edge and getting us to 251 subs last night. Guys, I wasn't joking when I said that made my night. That was a great end to the 24-hour stream. Maybe down the line we'll do more stuff like that. I'm not going to commit to shit right now. I need to go to sleep. But I could see myself doing that again. Maybe we get 1,500 or 2,000 followers or viewers in the BTL down the line. We put you guys to work for a little bit. You send out the links. But W's, love to see it. And yes, we will raid Shelly. 100%. We will raid Shell. W's chat. Squad ride today. Calgary, Washington under 6. Mike, you're a beast. I appreciate the subbies, my man. Seriously, have a great night. And if you're looking to lock in any other plays today, please DM me or Javon. We'll answer any cues or go over some plays. We'll craft up with you. Okay?
For sure.
Chat, W episodes. No, this is not the normal time. People were asking that in chat, and Mike just gave out more subbies. You've got to be kidding me.
Let's go, Mike.
You've got to be kidding
Let's
me.
go, Mike. That's my goal.
Let's go, Mike.
That's how you
Let's
close
go,
it out.
Mike. Gosh, what was that scene from the movie where there was like Mike? Oh no, it was a commercial.
The Hump Day commercial. Yeah.
Hump Day. Mike. Let's go, Mike. W's, bro. I love that commercial, and you're a beast. 10 subbies.
And W Crabs for making it to the table today after a 24-hour stream. That's why we had it late. Wanted to give the man a chance to regroup for a little bit in the morning, so he wasn't full go. But
probably helped. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I've come up with smarter things at this point, but I was feeling like a weirdo, even weirder this morning. So probably needed it. Chat, we will go back to our normal time tomorrow so you don't get confused anymore. 12:30 p.m. Eastern. That's when BTL gets the party started. Be there or be square. Tonight, we've got the under on ice in the Caps game. I'm stoked. I get to watch that game. I get to watch my Caps get destroyed and lose 4-0, and we smack it under here. W's. Okay? Chat, we'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. W episode, W Mike. Let's get some W Mics going in chat while we're leaving here. Wrap this up. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. We're going to go over to Chelly's stream. We'll be seeing folks.
We will.
Good luck out there tonight. Don't blow the bankroll. All right?
We'll do it.
Dubs.
W raid potentials.
Assuming Goods click that button.